Well, how did you get into comics? What was your first way into comics, as a fan?
Well, as a fan, I was always the kid that would draw, right?
Okay.
You know, and in high school, I had friends that were already way into comics, and I wasn't into comics yet. Okay, but they cherry picked the best of the best. So the 15-year-old me got okay, they would bring out these this is Jim Starlin, Adam Warlock. This is Jim Starlin. This is the Thanos saga. Way back then. Kind of thing. This was at the time John Byrne was doing his X-Men run with Chris Claremont.
Yep.
And
the Dark Phoenix stuff,
and everything that they gave me, here's Gil Kane, here's John Sommer, here's going even more esoteric, here's Brian Haberlin stuff, here's all this more advanced stuff, and I still remember them saying, all right, okay, give me what else you got, what you got next, it's well, there's this one called Daredevil, and I'm like, Daredevil, okay, what's that about? And it's well, he's a blind lawyer by day, fights crime at night, and I'm thinking, really? Yeah, that's going to be good? And it was Frank Miller's
Daredevil
run. So it was just okay, give me more. So I was hooked, and then I would be going down to San Diego with portfolio in hand, and stuff. And I actually got a job offer from then editor-in-chief Jim Shooter and John Romita Sr. to go and pencil at Marvel when I was 18. And at the time, it was $35 a page you get paid. You had to move to New York.
Wow.
And instead, I went to film school out here. So
that's crazy. You got offered a job right at 18 just from showing pages, or what was the
pages?
What did you do? You just show up there with here's some stuff that here's.
It was the old San Diego Convention Center, as I recall, where it used to be.
Wow.
San Diego Comic Con, and stand in line with the stuff, and there you go. So I got to meet Terry Fitzgerald, who was Todd's right-hand man back in the time. It's and the guy I was working for, Brian really wants to get into comics. I'll give him a piece, and they gave me this Spawn Gimli Angelo, Todd McFarlane Angelo piece that Gimli and Todd did. It's here you go, get into color. And I colored it and rendered it, and I put 3D models in the background and replaced some of the drawings they did with 3D model versions of the thing and gave it to them. I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be great. They're going to like this, right? And stuff. And Terry was Todd wants to know if you can put back in his line art.
That's funny.
And that really didn't amount to anything until, and I still go down to San Diego, portfolio in hand and not get dick. And then in '93, a friend of mine, Rod Underhill, said, hey, listen, I'm going to get a booth in a small press area in San Diego. Why don't you join me? I said, okay. So I went down there, and I had a CR2 or CR10 model, CRT. I forget how to say those now, those old big. So it was basically essentially deeper than it was wide, right? And I had this big inkjet print behind me of Green Lantern with a 3D modeled power battery behind him, and all,
of course,
whole 9 yards. And I had an animated Spawn on the monitor going down, and everybody and their mother came by and offered me work.
Oh wow. So you just made a big show of yourself and kind of just go essentially like a peacock just showing its feathers.
So it worked out much better than going around with a portfolio in my hand.
That's the way.
And that's when Mark came by, and Mark
Silvestri?
Yeah.
And he came by and offered you work. What did he offer you work as a writer, an artist?
Well, so that was always my problem, because I would give, whenever I had the stuff, it'd be pencil, ink, and color and everything. It's and back then, especially, okay, what do you want to do? And Mark needed somebody to start his computer coloring department. So I just figured, okay, that's the end, right? So that's what.
So you started off coloring.
Yeah.
That's cool.